welcome to the Utah Puck Report. Let's call this the EBUG edition. Colten McIntyre, EBUG for the Utah Mammoth.
That's right.
And I want to talk to you about everything, because as an EBUG, I want to talk to you about, because I know how I got into it, but I don't know how you got into it, and we'll talk a little bit about where you started and how all this went for you. So first off, tell us like where you grew up, when you started playing hockey, and you might have to look into the camera a little bit more.
Yeah.
So go ahead. So where are you from? When did you start playing?
From Park City, Utah, born and raised, 2004. I started playing hockey when I was 8 years old, and then went to goalie when I was 9. They made everyone try goalie.
Yeah.
I'm sure as you remember, and I like getting hit in the head for some reason. As do you.
Yep.
And I've just been with goalie ever since. I grew up in the Ice Monitors program, played there until U16, and then played for the West Coast Renegades, now the Wasatch Renegades. And played for my high school team as well. Won 3 state championships with them, which was pretty cool. And we were the first team out of Utah to win a game at nationals, so that was pretty fun. And then did 2 years on Long Island playing juniors, and then finished my career of juniors last year in Connecticut, and then doing this now.
Oh, nice. So you with the Long Island Sharks?
That's right.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Now I'm putting together where I think we've played together in Park City at some of Georgia's skates.
Oh, yeah,
That's got to be what it was. Okay. So yeah, you're a local kid. You grow up here. Most like everybody, like the rest of us, there weren't opportunities here, so you had to leave and go to Long Island and then Connecticut. You said, what league were you in Connecticut?
EHL.
Okay. And as you're growing up and you're doing this, like, at what point do you start thinking? First off, you say you like getting hit in the head and stuff, but what else attracted you to goaltending? Do you think?
I don't know. The pressure is kind of really attractive to me.
Yeah.
Like it's on you for like to do everything. Like if you make a mistake, a light goes off in the back of your head and a bunch of people yell at you. It's nice being able to deprive that mistake for the other team, and like it helps your team. It's nice being like the guy that can do one thing to motivate your team to do better.
Yeah, I agree. For me, it's the answer is a lot more simple. I just got into the gear. And even when I started playing, there wasn't a lot of custom gear. Everybody was in brown gear, but they started doing stuff with the masks, and I liked that. And I'd also played a lot of baseball. I thought I could, and I also thought you wouldn't have to be as good a skater. So I started late, and then I found out, nope, that's not the case.
Opposite.
Goalies are usually some of the best skaters on the team now,
Yep.
especially now. Everything's so edge-driven. In my early days, like in juniors and stuff, I got my skates sharpened 4 times a year. And now I get them every 5 hours.
Yeah.
Every 5 hours on the ice, I want to get, and they're sharp. I used to do a half, now I do 3/8.
Yep.
So now you're growing up, you're a goaltender, you're leaving the state, and when they started talking about getting the NHL, did it ever even enter your mind that you'd be part of it?
It didn't, no. Like I was super pumped, like everyone in Utah to be getting the team, especially like those of us that play hockey, because like you said, there's not much hockey here, so that's why guys go out of state. So it's really nice to have this team here to help grow the game at every level so that kids can start staying in state to get to the next level.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I was trying to explain this to somebody the other day, because they're like, oh, because the Mammoth or because the Grizzlies are leaving, people are blaming the Mammoth. I've said it a million times on this show. They don't have anything to do with each other. The Grizzlies were probably going to leave anyway with the way things stacked up. But with the NHL team in your market, like what happened in Arizona, all of a sudden you get an NCAA team, you get junior hockey, you start developing kids like Austin Matthews, and there's other guys out of Arizona now that are in the NHL. So hopefully we're just a couple years away from that. If we get the 10-year-olds and the 12-year-olds now, by the time they're 18 and draftable, we might have more players, right? Like
100%.
Utah's going to be on the market.
Yep.
And Ryan Smith's just flat out said he wants to make this the state of hockey. And I think the blueprint that he has is pretty solid for that. That's just my little soapbox side thing there. But, okay, so now it's here, and how does it come about? Like, when's the first time you hear about that you might be it's not even really an EBUG. You're more of a practice goalie, right? Like,
yeah, so it's that new position that goes into effect next year, but they want to get a jump on it with the schedule being so busy this season, with the Olympics coming into play for the month of February. So we're playing every other day, so it's a lot of stress on the other 2 goalies. So they brought me in to take these shots. So it's the new EBUG, but technically a practice goalie this year.
Yeah. And so when did you first hear that it might be you?
So when they moved here from Arizona, there's not a lot of goalies in the state, and I would do pro skates with like Jack Skilly and the other guys that lived here. And Lawson Krause and Michael Carcone came to him. They were the first two to come into the state from Arizona. And then they asked me, like, hey, we need a goalie during the summer. Can you come skate with us? So that summer, I skated with them. This past summer, did the same thing. And I was actually planning on going to college over in UMass, but then Corey Schwab, the goalie coach, approached me in July and said, hey, we've got this position. Are you interested in that? We are going to interview a few guys, and is that something you'd want to do? And I said, absolutely. So I went through the interview process and was lucky enough to get the job.
So were you going to go at UMass? You were going to play ACHA, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, this is a lot better than ACHA.
Yeah.
Even though you won't get games, and I've believe me, I get it. I've done. I think I've been on the bench. Somebody figured it out. Over 400 games at this point.
Really?
It was 26, almost 27 years of doing it, and sometimes I was there for a long time. But even just like, all right, I knew I wasn't going to the NHL. I knew I wasn't going to play pro. But just to be able to wake up in the morning, go to the rink, skate with pros, and then leave my gear there, which is always such a cool thing, and then come back and my gear's all dry and hung up. Man, I love that.
Smells good.
Smells good. They take good care of it, and they buy your gear sometimes.
Yep. Yeah, all my stuff is paid for, which is really nice.
I mean, that's huge, right?
Yeah.
That's such a like for goaltenders. That's one of the biggest things you can do for goaltenders: buy their gear. But you're like, hey, I get to, maybe I'm not going to play in the ACHA, and maybe I'm robbing myself of those games. But what a cool experience to be part of an NHL team. You're traveling with the team. What else is cool about it that people don't know? Like, tell us the insides and outs. Like, you got to EBUG, so you get put on the bench, and then obviously your phone's going to blow up. You're going to get more interviews like this. Walk us through all that and in a day of the life of Colten McIntyre.
Well, a lot of the cool stuff is just getting to know everyone in the organization, whether it be my other players in the team, the equipment staff, the trainers. It's so cool watching how this organization operates and how smoothly it is. Like, for example, when I was on the bench in Colorado, watching our equipment guys just effortlessly change out gloves on the fly, sticks, everything. It's just really cool to see that side because you don't see it anywhere else. That's not something that's like televised or talked about. So that's really fun to like learn about. And then, of course, just come to the rink. Like on days like today when there's no games, I'll show up, I'll do a skate in the morning, then I'll have a little bit of time off, and then I'll do skill session and then regular practice the next ice. So I do about 3 hours on days like today, which is a ton of fun. It's tiring, but it's made me a lot better in the world of goaltending. So I'm very grateful for that. And then I just get to eat some lunch and go home. And then on game days, it's pretty much the same thing. Then I'll go home for a little bit longer and then head down to the rink, watch the game, take some notes, and that's it. So
nice.
It's a real good life.
So your gear is just at the rink, at the Delta Center, and then where are you?
So I'll sit in a box up top with the other scratches, and like we'll watch the game and really just get into it from up there.
Oh, nice, very cool. And honestly, with the way rules are changing now, and I don't know what's going to happen next year, but let's say you get a year's worth of practice in, you're going to get better, and then there's an opportunity for NCAA down the road, because that's we're in one of the locker rooms that clearly has a motion sensor. We haven't moved for, now we know it's an 8-minute mark.
All right, good to know.
I'm going to just leave that in because it's one of the unique things. But yeah, like this could open, you're going to be an amazing tournament goaltender for the summers, right? Everybody's going to be like, this guy's been practicing NHL all year. And there is that time, like I've noticed like when I go from ECHL, and I've been lucky enough, and like I was telling you, I've got to EBUG in the NHL with the LA Kings, the Vegas Golden Knights, the Vancouver Canucks, and the Columbus Blue Jackets. And with Columbus, like it was so cool. It was in Colorado, some stuff came up. They let my wife fly my gear out. When my wife got there, they gave her everything. They paid to fly her out. They gave her like one of everything: shirts, jackets, sweatshirts, tracksuits, bags. I mean, she's got like 5 different bags. I didn't get anything. I got my jersey because but then I got to skate with like they had some of the most unreal players there at the time, and it's very cool to be on that. And then when you go from playing at that level, and then you go back to your men's league or go play in a tournament. Sometimes you're just a little quicker than you need to be.
Yeah, it's like a change up in baseball. That's how I describe it.
100%. That's what I always say too. Is like it's just a complete different speed. And have you noticed that yet? Have you gone and played on other teams since you've been practicing?
I unfortunately haven't. It's in my contract where I'm not allowed to.
Right.
So, because of course injury prone, things like that. But I'm sure that once the summer gets going and I like do men's league with my buddies, I'm sure it'll be a big difference for sure.
Is that something you're thinking about though? It's like maybe this is getting me to that level where maybe I could reach out to an NCAA team, or?
Absolutely, yeah. I've actually talked about it with some of the guys, and I feel like I've improved a substantial amount since the beginning of the season, which I'm super grateful for. It's because of the guys here, and like even our coaching staff has helped me a lot.
Does Schwab work with you?
He will, yeah. He'll give me pointers every once in a while, which I'm super grateful for because he's a great guy, like one of the best goalie coaches.
He's an NHL goalie coach.
Exactly. He's got a cup. He's unreal, dude.
Yeah.
Super nice. So he gives me pointers, and like every once in a while, some of the other goalies will, and shooters as well. So it's nice hearing that feedback and like hearing, hey, you've gotten a lot better. It helps out a lot.
Yeah, that's so cool. And being in this environment, there's a lot of people that could be like, hey, I've got this contact. I think you could make this team. But that's not what you want, right? You want to be here again next year.
Yeah, I'm very happy to do this. I mean, I can't really think of a better job or position to be in the entire world.
No, absolutely not. And this is going to open the door for so many other things. It's one of those things that I've noticed. I'm lucky enough to be where I'm at, but I've noticed like when the NHL, if you do something in the NHL, you can stay in the NHL. But getting into the NHL is almost impossible at any level. Like even like PR or whatever, like there's 10,000 applicants for every position. Like the people, I heard that we're in the practice facility and they opened up the on-ice coordinator program. And I heard they had like 3,000 applicants.
I believe it.
And so like once you're in the NHL though, like you've got that on your resume. And that opens a ton of other doors. So what a cool opportunity for you.
Yeah, I just got super lucky that a team showed up in my home state right when I was finishing juniors and getting ready for college. So it just worked out really well.
What do your parents and friends think about this?
Super pumped. A lot of them still can't believe it. Like I'll call one of them on like a weekend and be like, yeah, like practice was good. Like Gunther did this and they're like, Gunther? I'm like, oh, that's like, to me it's like, it feels a little bit more normal even though it's still surreal. But to them it's like still pretty crazy. So it's nice to have that reminder like, hey, don't take this for granted.
Do the guys come at you full speed?
Oh, yeah.
I've noticed a few times you'll see other EBUG situations or other practice situations, and especially I remember the morning with Vancouver and I got out there and they're like, oh, this old guy. And so they took it easy on me. I'm like, don't freaking take it easy on me. And I literally said that. I'm like, I told the coach, Manny Malhotra, who I knew from Columbus, who I knew when I was an equipment rep, was a friend of mine. I called him over. I'm like, tell them not to go easy on me. Like, I want bruises. I want to earn this day, and I want to come out here and I don't want them to feel like they have to, throw muffins at me.
Oh yeah, I encourage them to like hit me in the head. So don't do that to the other two guys. Do it to me. Like if you want to try your one time around, try picking corners. Do it on me. I don't care if I get smacked in the head. I break a cage. Get a new one.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for it now.
A week. Yeah.
So. And that's what's crazy. I was talking about that the other day. A stick a week, and those carbon fiber ones, man, they are so tough.
Yeah.
So that's just got to tell. Like I can even at the ECHL level, I can get a stick, my practice stick, to last like almost a whole season. I'll use a different one during games or whatever, but to be breaking a stick a week's got to tell people how hard you're getting shot at.
I broke 2 today, so.
Unreal. So when you get to sit down and pick out your gear, you're wearing True?
Yeah.
Was that always what you wore?
So yeah, CCM and then True last year when I was playing juniors. I liked the brand a lot, so this year I just wanted to stick with it.
And how excited were you to sit down? Did the rep call you and you said, this is what I want, or did you just put in an order?
I did it through our equipment staff.
Okay.
So I was super lucky to do that and got to like customize the gear. And I got my helmet painted by this awesome guy up in Canada. So
who did your mask?
Jason Barkovic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really good guy.
Yeah, very cool.
Unreal paint job. He was very creative with it. I'm super happy with it.
I haven't seen your mask. I should have had you bring it in. Yeah.
I'll grab it if you need.
Well, I'll get some. Just send me some pictures and I'll put them on when we post this up.
Will do.
My mask painter retired.
Oh, really?
And I was one of his first clients.
No way.
So that's how long I've been playing. And that's also like I bought a new mask 3 years ago, and I was like, my guy's not gonna paint it. So I sent it and got it wrapped, and it didn't have that like I don't know that X factor you want, I guess.
Kind of
yeah, and it's funny because I had so many cool firefighter themes, and then one year I'm like, I'm gonna do a black and white Jack Skellington, and I'll just do it for this year. I'll just go black and white for this year. I've been wearing that same mask for 12 years.
Really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's been crazy, but and goalies get it. If you're listening to this and you don't get why we're talking about it, it's because goalies freaking love gear.
Gear nerds, come on.
Yeah, 100% gear nerds, and that's why I like Veggie. The funny thing about Veggie is we wear the exact same everything.
Really?
Yeah, I mean he's full right. I'm regular-handed. My son was full right. I always call him wrong-handed.
Yep.
But it's just I'm a Brian's guy, and we're wearing the exact same pads. Mine aren't designed like his. The exact same helmet, the exact same chest pad. Like everything. I had never met him before, obviously. It was just kind of weird to walk into the locker room and be like, that's exactly my setup. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, you're doing it right.
Yeah, I guess. Or he's doing it wrong, one or the other. But it's always fun to, it's always fun to sit down with goalies and talk equipment. I know some people don't care. When you were like, okay, I'm finally at this level, I get to customize it. Did you change? Were there little nitpicky things you did on your gear?
Not too much. I kept it pretty simple because I'm not like too picky with my gear. I changed like the padding on the knee. I don't like a knee strap there, so I got rid of that one and just added an extra one down low, and then glove 590 brake, regular blocker, but no like extra pad around the thumb because I like that mobility. So nothing too crazy.
I always felt too. I don't have straps on my blockers anymore. I just leave them completely loose because I started kind of getting like arthritis in it.
Yeah.
And somebody suggested it to me. Trying to remember who it was. It was a former NHL goalie, and he's like, "Just get rid of that strap, and that'll get rid of it." And sure enough, like I think it was Jason McCashwood. Yeah, he played for the Blues. And he's like, "Yeah, just get rid of that strap. You won't have that because it's restricting you and it's giving you basically carpal tunnel like you're typing all day."
Yeah, I did surgery on my wrist because I had all the straps there, so I just don't use them anymore.
Oh yeah, okay.
To move.
Interesting. What else do you think people ask about your position? Do they assume that they don't know? Like, what would you like people to know about your position that they're getting wrong?
Well, the question I get the most, like, do you travel with the team? Most people think, like, oh, EBUG, you just stay at home and, like, do that kind of stuff. But I'm fortunate enough, and goalies next year that do this will be doing the same thing, where you go on every road trip. I mean, you skate every day. You're in the same hotel as the guys. You do the team dinners. So it's just an unreal experience. You get to see the coolest places in the entire country and in Canada. The travel's really nice. You get treated super well, and it's just a great experience. So I think that's probably my favorite part as well, but the question I get asked the most for sure.
Yeah, interesting. And that is something that's changed because when they first decided to have an EBUG, they decided, all right, you're just the house EBUG. So you bring your gear, you set it down, and then if a goalie goes down on either side, like, you've seen the story of the Toronto Maple Leafs goalie playing for Carolina and beating the Maple Leafs. They'll never live that down. But that's huge for him, right? Like, but he was just the house goalie. Now they're like, no, it's our guy. We're going to get him gear. They put they put a nice salary in there. They put your equipment in there. I'm trying to remember what else they changed. I was talking to Gary Bettman about it last year, and he's like, oh, I know you're an EBUG. And I'm like, yeah, I'm hoping to do it here too. And he's like, oh, we can't have a 50-year-old going out there because God forbid you got in. And what if you did really well? How bad would that look for the NHL? And he goes, and what if you didn't do really well? How bad would that look for the NHL if we put some 50-year-old firefighter in and he gets lit up? Either way, it's a no-win situation for the NHL. He's like, so there's going to be different restrictions, which obviously we knew. But very cool for you, man. It's just exciting to see a Utah guy get an opportunity with the Utah Mammoth so early. We tried to get Trevor Lewis on the team here. For whatever reason, it never worked out. That was really our only hope.
Yeah.
So at least you're there and having fun. Anything else you'd like to say before we let you go?
No, that's pretty much it. I mean, I just feel like the luckiest guy in the world that I'm able to do this, and at home as well. Like you said, Utah native, playing for a Utah NHL team. I never thought either of those two things would be what I'm doing right now. So I just feel so lucky.
All right, take one more lap. I'm changing my mind on what I said earlier. I'm thinking that I don't want you to be the EBUG next year. Or maybe I do. What I want for you, and I'm going to say this right now, what I want for you now is I want you to get so good here that next year, or maybe you do 2 years here, and that puts you at that elite level where all of a sudden you're in NCAA, or they send you to the A, or you get a real shot to come back, not as an EBUG, but as a goalie, like as a signed, contracted goalie somewhere in the system. That's what I want for you now.
Well, I appreciate it. That'd be unreal. So,
that's got to be the better goal, right?
Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to get better every time I step on that ice sheet, and I'm doing workouts and stuff to also get better and watching film. So that's definitely a possibility.
Well, I'm hoping for you because that's what Utah needs. And I'm going to start putting a bug in everybody else's ear. But I think that would be what a cool story. I'll even I'll have my AI write the story for you for when you go Disney.
That'd be awesome.
Awesome. All right, Colten. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Good luck this season. I'd love to. I don't want any of our goalies to get hurt. I don't want anything to happen, but I'd love to see you get in a game.
Me too.
All right, and that is the Utah Puck Report.